Hello everybody, John Liebman here. Welcome to ForBassPlayersOnly.com. Today we're talking to a living legend of music, legend of the bass guitar, music pioneer, Jack Casady. Hello, Jack.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's good to be a live living legend.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Well,
have you recovered from the bass player live, considering that's where I saw you last?
Oh boy, that was incredible. We were so happy to see all those bass players, including you, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame with James Jamerson Jr. and Larry Graham. It was, I don't know if recovered is the right word. I don't know what the right word would be, but boy, that was...
Actually, I believe they refer to it as lifetime achievement rather than the Hall of Fame. That's another outfit with the Hall of Fame, I think.
Okay, well, you know, either way, it's equally impressive, and we're very honored to be talking with you today. There's so much I want to ask you, and I was really intrigued hearing you talk at Bass Player Live about those early days and your musical upbringing in the Washington, D.C. area. You were really exposed to just about every type of music in those days, weren't you?
It was a wonderful opportunity being raised in Washington, D.C. You know, just as a young lad, you know, 11 and 12, 13, I was able to just hop on a bus and go downtown and hear every kind of music you could imagine. You know, from Daughters of the American Revolution halls and to Lisner Auditorium, to going over to the Howard Theater and listening to all the great rhythm and blues groups out of the late 1950s, going over to M Street and various places in Virginia and Maryland, hearing great bluegrass music coming up out of the Appalachian Mountains. And then, of course, in the late 50s and early 60s, it was a huge jazz town as well. You know, I got to hear all the great jazz musicians. And as well in the late 50s or actually early 60s with the so-called revival, folk music revival on the college campuses, that was a center of activity of various supposedly rediscovered people like Son House in Mississippi, John Hurt, by Dick Spotswood and the Washington label. So all of that was going on within, say, a 6-year period. You know, and I went to everything that I could. John Kennedy had the cultural exchange program started in the early 60s too. So I was able to hear the great pianist and watch the ballets being performed by the Kirov Ballet and the Bashkir Ballet, and hear all the great music by Prokofiev and other composers for ballet. And so I had an interest in that for a while as well. So it was just a wonderful opportunity, and it's for sure shaped my life.
Did you have a favorite genre of music? Did you gravitate toward one over the other?
Well, you know, I think as you're, you know, don't forget, this is, you know, starting 11, 12, 13. So of course, the popular music in the late 50s, the rockabilly that I really like, Gene Vincent, Buddy Holly, and people that come up out of the South there, I really enjoyed that genre of music. First of all, it was somewhat simple to play. At the same time, you had Link Ray, which was playing locally in bars there. And I remember one of Jorma's and my first jobs when we had our little high school band together was to go down to the Rendezvous on 10th Street, and we opened up to Link Ray, and there he was playing Rumble in 1958, you know.
Uh-huh. Well, you mentioned Jorma.
You had that was easy stuff, you know, but early Johnny Cash stuff, a lot of the early country music I really enjoyed, and of course the rhythm and blues rock and roll where you had Ray Charles, of course, was a favorite, but you also had all the groups that would come through, like the Coasters and Jackie Wilson was a fabulous singer at the time. There was the Clovers. There was Ruth Brown. There was just all of these rhythm and blues players that came through Washington, D.C. that I got to hear and enjoy. And it was just a terrific time.
You were so young, I hope you were able to appreciate what a big deal it was at the time.
Well, of course. Bo Diddley lived there. We used to get in our car and drive around his house, Bo Diddley played with a three-piece band. Jerome on the Shakers and all of that played at a friend's high school prom. Of course, it was interesting at the time because Bo wasn't allowed inside. The dance had to be held outside in a basketball courtyard. And there was a sign of the times there.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Jorma. You two go back. Boy, almost.
Kaukonen.
Yeah, Kaukonen.
Yeah, we do. He was a friend. I met him through my older brother, Charles, around 1958. We started up a little high school band and called themselves the Triumphs. I was 14, I think he was 17, and then we did that for about a year and a half, and he went off to college. When he graduated, I was still in junior high school.
It was very special seeing you perform together at Bass Player Live at the, not the Hall of Fame, the Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm John Liebman. This is for BassPlayersOnly.com.